Good morning, everyone. How are you doing? This is another quiet time with DNC, and as you can see, I am in my car. It's actually about 7:43, and I'm heading into work. Yeah, apparently, even though we've been working fine for almost a year and a half at home, I got to start going back in the office. So forgive me if some of our normal quiet times transition from the safety of my closet or even office to the vehicle. But I still got messages. So here you go. The one thing that, of course, the pandemic taught us about, I think I said this in one of my previous podcasts, is that you've got to really live in the moments, right? And I'm not just talking about the good moments, I'm talking about the bad moments too. Um, I'm going through something right now in life, and I've been living in those moments, but not the most healthiest way, right? You don't want to soak. You don't want to sit in those moments. You don't want those moments to absorb the being that you're supposed to be. But I'll be honest, it's happened to me. It's happened to me. And thankfully, I'm going through therapy with a wonderful, wonderful therapist. And she has me going and doing what you would think a writer like myself would have thought to do in the first place, but did not, which is narrative therapy, meaning that I journal when I go through these moments. And it allows me to have my moment and then let it go, right? So when you're being a creative, and honestly, Mary J. Blige's My Life, the celebration of her 25th anniversary of, I believe it's 25th anniversary of My Life just came out, available on Prime Video, and baby, I done watched it twice. That creative work comes from her living in her moment, which probably at the same time may have been like me or most of us are. Sometimes you live too much into it where you start losing bits and pieces. But that, I want to talk about the moment again, living in the moments, good or bad. She lived in that rough patch in her life. And when I say she lived in it, she gave us all of her pain, all of the love she desired, all of the questions she had about her father, all of the things she wondered about herself. There is something so raw yet so beautiful about when creatives can live in these moments that they have in life. So I myself am attempting, which I don't do a lot of, because if you read my books, my erotica books, I don't like making them personal. I don't. None of those stories are me. Those are my imaginative self. Beyonce has Sasha. I mean, maybe call mine Katana or Katrina or Natalia. I think Natalia is the best name for my other half. Those are Natalia's ideas and what she would do, or maybe what she's done in a different life. They're not me. But now, as I go through this hard time in my life, I think this is the perfect time for me to lean into what I'm going through, because I know that there have been other people in this world, in this lifespan, who have gone through some of these things. And when I watched that Mary J. Blige My Life, it just reminded me how much, as a creative, your work is not for you. I mean, it's for you in that moment, but that moment when it's gone and you release it to the world, it becomes for someone else who needed it, right? So I want to take time out today to encourage you to let your creativeness fly without worried about the flaws, without worried about who is it going to touch, without any of that. Live in that moment, the good or the bad. Live in that moment, create, let it out, let it be therapeutic, and then let it go. And for some, that may just be closing a journal, that may be tucking a canvas in the back, that may be leaving a song on a track and burying it in a box, or it may be sending that track out to a recording label, to an agent. It may be sharing that painting on social media and people catching that and being like, oh my God, I feel every moment of this. It may be writing that story, writing that poem, and discussing, sharing with the world what you went through, or just putting it up there for somebody to read. We have to understand that our lives we live, we are creating a legacy, and a part of that legacy is the impact we leave on others. That's what I got. I'm over 5 minutes. I don't like being over 5 minutes, but y'all helped me through this traffic a little bit more. So I had nothing but peace and love for everyone, and I want you to stay strong and find strength in leaning into your creative space. All right. Thank you for joining this quiet time with DNC. Bye.